The Trump administration is chartering a plane to bring the first white South Africans to the U.S. as refugees. A group of white South Africans will be arriving in Washington, D.C. on Monday by way of a State Department chartered plane to be resettled in the U.S. as refugees, a source familiar with their arrival told NBC News. Their resettlement comes even though President Donald Trump suspended the State Department's refugee admissions program through an executive order on the first day of his second term. The group's scheduled arrival as the first white South Africans to enter the U.S. as refugees was first reported by New York Times on Friday. Trump signs an order on January 20th that said the U.S. lacks the ability to absorb large numbers of migrants, and in particular refugees, into its communities in a manner that does not compromise the availability of resources for Americans that protect their safety and security, and that ensures the appropriate assimilation of refugees. But after a public dispute with South African President Cyril Ramaphosa a few weeks later over his signing of a land seizure law, Trump issued a second executive order, both eliminating aid for South Africa and granting an exception for Afrikaners, refugees escaping government-sponsored race-based discrimination, including racial discriminatory property confiscation. Trump advisor Elon Musk, who was born and raised in South Africa, has described the country as having racist ownership laws, accusing his government of failing to stop what he refers to as a genocide against white farmers. The South African government expressed its concern to the Trump administration regarding the refugee status granted to its citizens in a Friday phone call between the South African Deputy Minister Alvin Botts and the U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau. According to South African readout of the call, Botts disputed the Trump administration's position that the white South Africans are refugees, adding that the allegations of discrimination are unfounded.
Ain't nobody asked for these African booty scratchers to come all up here. That's crazy. No, hold on. I don't care. Whatever. So now you should understand what's really happening here, right? The Browns got to go. All the brown people got to go. But we're going to bring in these refugees, just these ones, the whites from South Africa.
We're being allegedly discriminated against about land that they stole originally, land where they spilled millions of probably, the blood of millions of South Africans on. They took all their land, took their natural resources. You look at De Beers, go look at all the gold Kimberley, all their different vaults up in the UK where they stolen all the diamonds and sent them away up to the UK. Let's just be honest here, man. They're telling you exactly what this is.
They're like, you remember when it was how it used to be in South Africa? Well, come on to America because we're getting it there again. No, it's crazy. You're gonna run. Look, I wonder what happens when you run into like a real like African American and like you say try to talk to them like they're South African, like black South African, and you get them hands put on you, being confused. But they're probably gonna live in Elon Musk's city.
You look at what Elon Musk has already done too as well. He's consistently been race baiting on X for a very long time. He's been consistently talking negatively about blacks in this country are racist, putting up violence charts and things of that nature about blacks. Let's not get it twisted. We know who Elon Musk is. His grandparents were born in Canada, then moved down to South Africa, brought him and his mother down to South Africa because they were very much involved in the whole Nazi movement and the apartheid movement. They were very keen on that whole movement. This is not like his father said this. Elon Musk's actual father said this about it. So we know where he comes from. Peter Thiel, who was one of Elon Musk's partners at PayPal, was family was from Germany, moved down to a very, very racist part of South Africa where white South Africans kind of ruled, and they ruled with an iron fist against blacks. So this and this is a whole. There's so many different moving parts to this, man, that if we don't pay attention, you want to bring in white settlers, but you are so angry about refugees coming into this country at all. You don't want to give asylum to people who are actually fleeing their countries. You can't wait to get Venezuelans out of here. You're talking negative about them, but you have nothing to say about these white farmers. That's why you want to take over Canada. This is why you want Greenland, because you see that they have a large populations of white people. So you want them here so you can stave off what's coming, which is the actual, the switching of the population. Population is switching to people who you call a minority, who are really the majority in this country. That's what it's switching from. This is the problem that we're having here. So,
Canadians and people in Greenland, they don't want to become a part of America. You know what that means? Americans can go there freely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Imagine if Americans just go up to Canada and just cause a muck. That's all we would do. There's no more border. We just do. Oh my God, Canada would get robbed. Canada's a nice place.
They don't have it. Would gun laws would change.
Canada's
they would no longer have. They would no longer have free health care. A lot would change for Canadians. They
would be going backwards.
Pretty much.
They would go backwards. They get all the drug addicts to go up there because they know the people don't know their scams. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm driving up there because I've seen some women in Canada on the dating sites. And I'm just saying, if you like to get your news. Anyways, like I'm saying, nah, man.
We definitely have to take this for what it is. Yeah. They're telling you who they are. So believe them.
It's insulting. I mean, it's not insulting. It's right there in your face. So, I mean, anyone that wants to argue with you is just racist and they don't want to admit it because they still have to live around everybody else. But if you're going to kick out all the brown people, but you're bringing in white refugees.
Can't wait to get them, sending them to prisons. You're not just kicking them out. You're deporting them to prisons where they may not be ever seen again. We got to be honest about what's happening here. Sending them to countries they're not even from. You have no regard for these people. You're shackling them up, even the ones who are here on legal status. They're legally here. You're shackling them up, treating them like criminals, but you'll fly these people in on charter planes. I guarantee they didn't have shackles on. I guarantee you they didn't. This is the problem, man. We got to start talking about this and not play about it. It's a serious situation. But we got a racist white man in the White House. It is what it is. He's racist. If he was a racist black man, I'd say the same thing about him too. But the fact of the matter is, this is who he is. And he's trying to destroy this country. And whether you care or not, it doesn't matter how you feel. What's happening is happening. Population is changing. It is what it is. Get on board or get out this country.
Yeah, well, he's not really trying to destroy it. He's just changing it.
Definitely destroying this country. He's trying to destroy this country.
He's destroying what we all knew as America.
Intentionally. I mean, when you crater apart America.
Yeah. He's getting rid of. It's still gonna be America, right? United States of America. But the way we knew it, with constitutional rights, due process,
that is destroying America.
Yeah, on top of that, they're changing it. Hey, my homeboy said this a long time ago. He's like, and it's not racist. He's like, when black folks beat white people at their own games, they change the rules and they change the system to benefit themselves. That's just what it is, brother. They're changing it. It's where we live. People voted for white supremacy. So we're going to be it's going to be all the way, and there's no way going back. It's going to be thick through the military, through the government jobs.
So what I'm going to say is this right here. On top of that, I get what you're saying. There's not that they're destroying America because you think that every state is going to put up with that. No, what they're going to do is succeed. That is destroying America. That is setting the seeds for secession and destruction of this country. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that. Yeah, of course he is changing it, but you're setting up this country for some type of a civil, you know what I mean, like a civil type war or something on that nature. That's what you're doing right now. You're sowing the seeds of discontent and revolution in this country. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's what it is.